Okay, now the second part of the course. Why is Elliott wave so controversial? Uh, Elliott wave is probably the most complex method for analyzing the market. You have a number of potential, well, basically an infinite number of wave counts. The counts can constantly shift as the market moves. And the thing that I think discredits Elliott wave the most in terms of its skeptics, the thing that they constantly point to is that you can give a chart to 5, 10, 20 different Elliott wave experts, and odds are you are going to get a different count from every expert. So, of course, the market is somewhat artistic in nature. It's not really, so hard line, just, black and white. There are a number of, it's about perception. It's like anything. It's what you see in it. But I think the problem that a lot of Elliottians face is that the methodology is based on price data. It's based on specific rules, yet you get different counts from people that study the same method. So the lack of a universal approach, or the lack of a finite way of looking at the market through the eyes of Elliott wave, it lends the methodology to some harsh criticism in the finance world and the trading world. Now, by no means will this course give you every single rule, but this course, and the aim of this course, is to provide you with some sound rules that if you were to sit down with another trader, your analysis, if not the same, will be eerily close, to the point that the discrepancies will be marginal. It won't be anything major. You will be looking at the same chart and understanding the price pattern the same way. A mono wave is the movement of a market starting from a change in price direction until the next change in price direction occurs. Now, it can be of any price and any time duration. So it could be minutes, it could be, monthly chart, yearly chart, whatever. And Elliott wave at its core, the foundation of it is the ability for the trader to properly identify mono waves. If you can properly identify mono waves, you can construct a wave pattern, and you can see it clearly. So, as you see in the examples in this chart, you have two mono waves. One is a straight line. The other has some minor, little dips, little bumps in the road, but it's continuing in the same direction without any major retracement. So you can see that a mono wave, again, is the change in price direction from one minor trend or primary trend to another. So waves are broken out into two categories. They're classes and degrees. Classes are broken out into impulsions and corrections. So corrections go against the primary trend, and corrections are generally sideways consolidations on a price chart, and are usually comprised of three segments. So as you see here, you have the five waves up, and then you have an ABC correction going against the primary trend. Now, this was always confusing for me because I would see the ABC and I'm thinking, well, what is this ABC? Is ABC of 1, ABC of 2? What is this? Don't really focus on it. Just think of the ABC as the potentially the beginning of a new trend. So whenever you connect the 2 to 4 line, be it in a bear market or bull market, when you see that break of that line, that's your counter move, which is going against the primary 5-wave pattern. Alright, now classes are broken onto impulsions and corrections again. So we just talked about corrections. Now impulsions, this is the fun stuff, right? This is when the market is going in a primary trend, and they can be composed of mono waves or more complex patterns. But what you really want to look for is just a strong move. So if you look in this graph, the first image is of a third wave extension. And you can see here the third wave is the longest wave. Here you see a fifth wave extension. where the fifth wave is the longest. And lastly, you see the first wave extension, where the first wave is the longest. Now, once you can see which wave is the longest, this gives you a clue in terms of the potential termination points of the primary pattern, as well as it allows you to draw your trend line or your channel connecting the 2 wave to the 4 wave, because this is really what it's about. It's not about timing the market or trying to calculate the exact turning point. It's about being able to identify what the extension wave is and the channel that the primary trend is in. That way you can know that once the 2 to 4 trend line is broken, that the party is over. Okay, waves are broken down to 8 different degrees. So I'm not going to get into this because this is where it gets a little hairy. But you know, for you folks out there that really want to study this, it's broken into 8 different categories, and these go all the way from decades down to minutes. And your level of focus on which time frame you use is depending upon your trading methodology. If you're an active trader and you trade like tick charts and minute charts, then you'll want to use, look at the Elliott wave theory from that angle. If you are a long-term investor, you may want to look at it in terms of years and not focus on the week to week.